Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Bravado Gauntlet Classic. And I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. This is our final week of our little off-season of Will It Off-Road, where we've been going back into DLCs where we didn't test all of the vehicles and hitting most of them. We're not hitting them all. Like, I think, you know, like the past couple weeks we've done Casino Heist, and there's still about 6 from the Casino Heist that we didn't do. Which is, you know, that's okay. We'll get them eventually, I'm sure. Though I don't know anybody who owns the Strider, so, and I'm not buying it, especially with the DLC coming out. Probably sometime next month. At least that's what Rockstar announced, and who knows when, but PC finally will be getting feature parity with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X consoles. I'm hoping that includes HSW so that I can test the HSW vehicles. However, I don't have a whole lot of in-game money, so who knows what that's going to look like. I don't play nearly as much as I used to, so I don't make the money to, you know, just be like, oh, DLC is coming, I can buy everything. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. And then this week we're on to the Diamond update for the Diamond Casino. And as of this video, we've not tested all but one vehicle from that update. So we'll slowly get caught up. Of course, next month also we'll see snow in GTA Online towards Christmas. And then again, probably at New Year, or maybe we'll just stay the whole week. Some years it doesn't, some weeks it does. You can get people debating that both directions, and they're both right. Some years it has stayed from Christmas until after New Year's, just after New Year's. Sometimes it's like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, then nothing, and then New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, then done. That's happened too. Both are correct. But anyway, so we will have, you know, probably 8 vehicles, so we'll have like a month of road off-road in the snow. That will interrupt the testing of the yet unannounced DLC name that is coming next month with new cars, I'm sure, because it wouldn't be Grand Theft Auto without new cars. Anyways, Gauntlet Classic is one that I've always liked. Unfortunately, not one that gets driven a lot because it's on my second character, and I just don't play on my second character all that often, mainly because my first character owns all the businesses, you know, where you can actually make money. So I don't switch over to the second character usually, except to buy cars that fit in his collection or to do a little off-road. So yeah, a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. But it is a fantastic car, great looking, sounds nice, especially when it first starts up. And it climbs to the top of the mountain, where we are up in 2 minutes 44 seconds. So will it off-road? Yeah, you know, for a muscle car, that's actually a pretty good time. Really good time, actually. So, out of the 453 vehicles that we have tested as of this video, this is 109th, which may not sound like all that good, but again, 453, so that's top 25%. So not too shabby. And it's interesting the way it breaks between the cars, and it's slower and faster than it. It is 0.017 seconds slower than the Cyclone, and then it's 0.01 seconds faster than the Tygon, or T-Gon. Say however you want. In terms of muscle cars, we have tested 57, and this is 10. So right there in that top 10 muscle cars. It is 1.117 seconds slower than a Dominator FX, and 1.13 seconds faster than the Greenwood. And then in terms of the Diamond, where we've now tested 21 out of the 22 vehicles in that update, this is 7th, so top 3rd, not bad. It is basically half a second slower than the Jugular, 0.517 seconds slower. However, it is 2.33 seconds faster than the Zaruso, so a muscle car beating out a supercar, which isn't the first time it's happened, I'm sure. I'm sure there's lots of muscle cars that have beat out supercars. How many? I don't know. What I do know is I think it's funny that Hobo and I have basically the same car. His is like kind of an aqua blue, where mine's kind of almost a light purple. But otherwise, and I think a different spoiler. Otherwise, we went with the exact same design. Yeah, I overcooked it there, bounced, and that was that. And I was going to try to get back up to the trail. I thought, yeah, this can do it. And then I'm like, no, it can't. And just gave up and went back over to the trail over here. So, yeah, it happens. Hobo was laughing at me all the way, I'm pretty sure. And you can hear Hobo laughing at me in the behind-the-scenes version of the video, which is ad-free, less edited, and includes a lot of outtakes and just stuff that gets edited out of the video. That is available to channel supporters. There is information in the description down below if you would be interested in becoming a channel supporter of the many, many ways that you can do that. We are down back on pavement with, you know, aside from that one incident where really it was just me kind of overcooking it and just going a little too fast for what the car could handle, it's been pretty drama-free. We're down 2 minutes 44 seconds as Hobo does a perfect jump. Beautiful. Landed it flat. I mean, you just can't get any better than that. But we are at the top of Mount Chiliad once again, where we fling the cars off the side for what I like to call the damage descent, because you're going to take damage this route. If ever you've done a G-Fred and you've accidentally missed coming down the mountain and you've had what Bruffy likes to call a Chiliad disaster, you'll often wind up in this little valley, and you too will find that calling it the damage descent is very appropriate. We're taking a meeting, and Hobo are kind of right. Hobo and I are right here together. In fact, I think we're gonna have a nice little coming together here. Yeah, there we go. He landed on me earlier. Now I'm trying to boot him out of the way. Yeah, it's fun though. We have a good time, and you can take part in Will It Off-Road as well as all of our community-related videos just by joining the Vainglorious Discord, where even if you're not looking to take part in the videos, you should still join. If you're watching Will It Off-Road, especially regularly, you're already a part of the community, so you may as well join the Discord and just, you know, make it official. Put that stamp on it. Get your blue check mark. Doesn't even cost you $8 a month. See, I'm doing it better than Elon. Seriously, screw Elon Musk. That was random. But yeah, you're going to come hang out with us. We have channels dedicated to a lot of different games, as well as other topics, tech stuff, trains, and places where you can post pictures of your cat. We are down 1 minute 40 seconds, so let's take a look at the damage on the Gauntlet Classic. 3 of the windows are gone. Most of the lights are missing. The hood and the rear bumper came off somewhere up on the mountain. The doors of the trunk will not close. It has bent wheels, sort of, and just an ever so slight amount of body damage. It looks like Hobo's messing with the hiker back there. Speaking of Hobo, there's his support vehicle from the front and then again from the back. And that is going to bring us to our next vehicle, the Truffade Thrax. And correct me if I'm wrong, this was the very first podium vehicle, right? Because the Diamond Casino came out. This was the big supercar. I'm pretty, yeah, this is the one that's even in the Heist. Or is it, I don't know, maybe it's not the Heist. Maybe it's just in casino work. But anyway, this is the one. I'm pretty sure that was the very first podium vehicle ever. And I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't test it originally, is I was determined to win it and didn't, and then didn't have the money to buy it or something. I don't know. Maybe I did win it. There's no telling. But what I do know is I like it. I've always liked the Thrax. I've always liked all the Truffades for the most part. There is one exception, and I slowly came around to it. It just took me several years to forgive it for being what it is. And if you know that story, well then you can leave the comment down below with the name of that car. And if you don't know that story, well, come join the Vainglorious Discord server and I'll tell it to you. Yeah, see what I did there? I need to take the spoiler off this, because I'm pretty, well, does this have active arrow like all the other Truffade says, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't see a place for Active Arrow to pop out, so maybe it doesn't. Hobo up there in his Nero, though, he has it. That is a Nero, yeah? I don't know. I get all the names confused. But, just a fantastic car to drive. I really do enjoy this car a lot. I like the way it looks. I like the different designs you can get for it, and the way the two-tone paint breaks so that you can get some really creative looks on it. It just works, and like I mentioned, it's not bad to drive. You know, it's not. I don't think it's anywhere near like the top supercars. It may have been once upon a time, as far as like top speed and lap times and all that. But it does really, really well here in the mountain. I don't know its off-road traction loss. I could probably, in fact, I've got it, the tab open on Ruffy's GTA car.net. So it's 1. Off-road traction loss of 1. So if it has a value of 0, it means it's completely unaffected by off-road. So I think 1 is kind of like the standard. I could be wrong about that. Like, a lot of cars have a 1. So yeah, it is slowed down by being in the dirt, but I don't know. I don't really notice it. It doesn't feel... At no point did I feel like I was, you know, going slower. And it does really well over the bumps. It maintains its composure, so it gets up the mountain pretty freaking quick, despite having, you know, murdered a hiker. We're up 2 minutes, 23 seconds, so with an off-road. Oh, took out the hiker. He nearly fell back off the top of the mountain. He was so determined to take out the hiker. Yeah, it will off-road quite well. In fact, out of 453 vehicles that we have tested, it is 13th, which that's not shabby. It is 0.083 seconds slower than the Manchester Scout C, and it is 0.6, so 0.6 of a second faster than the Outlaw. In terms of the 50 supercars that we have tested, it is the new number 1. So the Furia that we tested a couple weeks ago, yeah, it didn't hold on to that for very long. In fact, the Thrax is falling off the mountain. Oh gosh. Oh no. Watch this though. How often do you see a supercar back up the side of a mountain? Probably not every day that happens. Anyways, yeah, it's first out of 50. It is 3.717 seconds faster than the Furia. So, if we would have tested it all those years ago, back in, you know, 1902, when the Diamond came out for GTA Online, it would have been the number 1 and would have just sat there all this time with nothing dethroning it. I say that and watch. Next DLC I'll have one that does like 10 seconds. That's just not possible. It's gonna. I don't know that it's possible to really get like a sub 2 minute going up this mountain. I mean, a helicopter can do it. Obviously, flies. Wow, took him down. Anyways, out of the vehicles we've tested from the Diamond Casino update, out of the 21 we tested, it is second. It is 0.417 seconds slower, so like 4/10. Slower than the Issy Sport, which remember when it came out and when we tested it, it was the number 1, and it held that number 1 spot for like 2.5 years. Nothing beat it. I don't remember what finally dethroned it, but it sat there at the top, the Issy Sport, for a long, long time. So this isn't too far behind it. You know, it's pretty good. And then the third place car from the Diamond was the Paragon R, and this is 8.817 seconds faster than that. So if ever you're doing a G-Fred on like 8th gear or Project Homecoming or something, and a Thrax and a Paragon R in traffic, you want the Thrax. Which probably would go without saying, but you want the Thrax. We are down at 2 minutes 33 seconds. Gonna wait a minute for Holo to do his jump here because he had a bit of an oopsie. And this whole time he was shouting, "Land in the boat, land in the boat, land in the boat." Almost, he caught the edge of it. But we're back at the top for our damage descent in this final Will It Off-Road before we go on a break for a few weeks. How long that is, I don't know. It'll be back the Monday after the DLC comes out. So, I mean, that's just how it always is. We get on the Sunday after it comes out, and then I rush to edit it that day so that it can be out on that Monday. However, cool stuff coming to the channel. My Timberboard series continues. Gonna have some Astroneer content. We've got a sneak peek at the DLC that's coming up. That'll be out this Friday. Kind of a spoiler-free review. And then that following Monday, I can show you anything I want. That's going to be a very spoilerly walkthrough of it. And then sometime later that week, I will be doing like a Q&A. Like, ask me your questions and about the update. And I'll tell you, by the way, the car's non-responsive there. But also, Planet Coaster is coming back to my channel because on Tuesday, the day after this goes live, Planet Coaster 2 is released. And as long as it's not a crap game, it'll be around on my channel for a very, very long time, just like the original Planet Coaster was. I think I had that on my channel for like 3 years, until I just kind of ran out of stuff to do, because there's no more DLC or anything. But we are down over the woodpile and finishing our damage descent with Hobo landing on top of us in 1 minute, 34 seconds. So let's take a look at the damage on the Thrax. 2 of the windows are busted out. Most of the lights are missing. The front cover is gone. The doors won't close. It has a slightly bent wheel. That is not a typo. It's only one wheel, the front left, it looks like. And then very, very slight body damage. And there is Hobo's support vehicle from the front, and then we'll have it again from the back. And thank you very much for joining me for this little off-season of Bullet Off-Road for the past 4 weeks. It's been a lot of fun to go back to some of the older DLC cars, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And I appreciate you being here because I know there are millions of things you could have done with your time today, and you chose to spend it with me as we drive up and down the mountain a couple times, so that means a lot to me. Until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.